Thanks very much. My name's Jim Kurose. I'm a professor actually in the computer science department at UMass Amherst, and I've also been involved in the Green High Performance Computing Center up in Holyoke. So I just wanted to give you a 4.5-minute lightning talk on what the Green HPC is all about. So I saw someone, I love the t-shirt, DNS is sexy. So I don't, if people wear t-shirts like, oh, I see 2 of them, wow. 3 of them, okay. So I don't need to tell you what HPC is all about, but let me tell you actually what the academic worldview about the importance of computation is about. And so I see, I've shown up there that if you look at what happens in universities and how people make progress in science and engineering, there's theory. Actually I had Maxwell's equations up there as well as Navier-Stokes equations. I sent them off to somebody and they sent them back and took them off. It looked a lot more impressive than E equals MC squared, but that's a pretty good theory. Experimentation that we've done, both small-scale experimentation on lab benches as well as things like the Large Hadron Collider there, which is actually as much computation as it is experimentation, and then computation really becoming the third leg of science actually in the last couple of decades. Lots of applications ranging from energy applications, protein folding, drug delivery, life sciences applications, weather modeling, all sorts of applications that the scientists and engineers at our universities are undertaking right now. So high performance computing is extremely important to academic researchers. And so the need to support this kind of academic research infrastructure has given rise to this Green High Performance Computing Center. It's an historic university government industry collaboration. There are currently 4 universities involved: UMass, MIT, BU, Northeastern, possibly others. The state of Massachusetts, Cisco, and EMC are all partners. And we're interested in a lot of things. Everybody's bringing their needs to the table, but in the end, this is about strengthening Massachusetts leadership in a lot of different areas in computing and in the applications of computing in these application areas. The goal is to make it world-class and make it green. So we talked about computation as the third leg of science and how it's really needed for doing research in the 21st century. And I think everybody here probably appreciates that. When we say it's green, what do we mean by green? Well, there's green power, there's green facilities and operations, and this is where virtualization and clouds come in. The universities will be placing infrastructure there that will be virtualized. To varying extents, we're looking at our infrastructure there as clouds and federating our clouds together. So it'll be green in the facilities and the operations, and also the research areas that people are looking at in terms of energy, the environment, life sciences, green computing.
The walls will be painted in green?
The walls will be painted in green. Well, we have a lot of glass, and I sort of hate to paint the glass green, I think. But, and in addition to certainly not last is the fact that this is going to be a catalyst, I think, for Holyoke and actually for the entire region in terms of workforce development benefits in Holyoke and in this part of the state. Now, you might wonder why Holyoke. Maybe you've heard of the Cisco Smart Plus Connect. I'm not advertising for Cisco. I don't work for them, or I don't have any funding from them. But you might have read that Cisco has chosen Holyoke as a Smart Plus connected neighborhood site. And they've done that a few places. So they've done it in San Francisco, Seoul, Korea, Amsterdam, Barcelona, and Holyoke. And it's sort of like an SAT test. Pick the one that is unique in this group or something like that. And I was sitting there listening when Governor Patrick came out and made the president, sort of kicked this all off. And I was sitting up there watching Susan Hockfield, the president of MIT, going on about how excited she was. And Bob Brown, the BU president, was right next to her. And Jack Wilson, my president, was there, and the regional execs from Cisco and EMC, and I'm thinking, we're sitting there in the Holyoke library, and I'm thinking, wow, this is just really cool. Why Holyoke? Well, it's got a lot going for it. There's a saying, ping, power, pipe, and permitting. So the DNS geeks certainly know what ping is all about, right? Well, that's there. We've got the networking, and as Gordon knows, actually, there's lots of gigabit crossroads and POPs in this region. In terms of the power, it's green. There's hydro, wind. If you look at the carbon footprint in 2008 from Holyoke Gas and Electric, compare it to a regular generating power other ways, the carbon footprint is absolutely minuscule. Pipe, cooling options, permitting. The state's setting in saying, we're going to push this through permitting and things like that. And finally, I realized that there's really a fourth P, right? It's ping, power, pipe, permitting, and people, right? And the people is actually a lot about the education. So we had a workshop last Thursday that Gordon and maybe a couple of other people here were at HCC and STIC, and HCC, UMass, Smith. We've got the 5 colleges in the region. We've got a lot going in this region. When you talk to companies that are thinking, you know, contemplating relocating here, the people that we have in the region are another huge resource. So I think, I'm sure I'm done. 5 minutes and 44 seconds, so I better stop. So thank you very much.
One question.
I do have a question. So at this point, it's mostly for the universities involved and not for businesses?
Well, let me say that the High Performance Computing Center here is a university consortium. Let me also say that all of the things that attract the universities to actually come to a place like Holyoke are very attractive to businesses as well, right? So the model here is that this is going to be research computing infrastructure. It absolutely does not preclude anybody else from setting up shop next door and taking advantage of all of the wonderful green, inexpensive electricity, the ping power, pipe, permitting, and people that are in the region.
Thanks, Jim.
Thanks.